Uh, yes, I know it sounds like a broken record, but another glorious morning here on the Gold Coast. And yeah, very fortunate, very appreciative to be able to live life on this part of planet Earth, I gotta say. You would have noticed that the GC cap I usually wear. Um, That's GC's obviously standing for Gold Coast, but for the Gold Coast Suns because after 30 something years, I decided to finally uh, set my base around here and versus Adelaide, South Australia, where I barracked for the Crows, I now barrack for the Gold Coast Suns. Look out for them; they're coming on up through. So um, now the couple of things I wanted to talk about today. You know, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm sure you agree that's going on right now. And I've been, what's that noise? Um, we're, and I'm sure you'll agree, the planet is in a really interesting phase right now. There are a lot of things that are surfacing, a lot of things, surfacing being one of the operative words, a lot of things like the truth being one, big one, that is surfacing. And you know, just one thing that's come to my attention is that the CDC are now stating that their original figure of 153,504 deaths from COVID has now been revised to a number of 9,210. Quietly. I bet you didn't see that on the news. I bet you didn't see that on mainstream media. That includes social these days. Um, so we're talking about 6% of the original number. So this perspective comparison becomes even more ridiculous. And I gotta say, just putting my opinion out there now, this really is starting to look like a scam. Like a whole lot of bullshit, basically. Now, I always felt it was, but everybody likes to measure. You know, I was in the measuring area of the corporate world for 28 years, and no one believes it unless you can see it. Well, as I'm learning in my second chapter, it's actually the opposite. You know, you'll see it when you believe it. That means you've got to go outside of the three-dimensional world that we see through our meager five senses. If we only had a few more, if only they could see different frequencies and hear and taste different frequencies, we'd be so much more, well, I wouldn't say able beings. We're actually able, we just don't know it, a lot of us. Anyway, let's not get too esoteric this time of the morning here on the east coast of Australia. But yeah, I'd be really interested in your thoughts. Like, troll at will. Troll at will. I think it's bloody disgraceful, to be quite honest. And I think this is just the beginning of what we're going to start to see that has been complete bullshit. So, am I getting a little fired up? Yes, just short of, you know, and I've learned to restrain myself using the F word these days. I'll leave that for maybe something a little more revealing in the near future when I really need to put some emphasis in. So go and check it for yourself. If I remember, I'll put the link on here of where I got this information from, but you go and check CDC now, you go and see it. 153,504 down to 9,210 deaths from COVID. All right. was a slightly cathartic experience for me. I think there's more to come. But anyway, Alan, sorry, I've missed some of the comments here. Which I can't see. Oh, that's interesting. It's not telling me names. That's kind of strange. I can't see the names here on StreamYard. Okay. All right. So I've got some love and some laughs. We are going to need the F word. You're going to have to tell me who you are. For some reason, it's not picking up names on StreamYard here at the moment on who the Facebook comments are coming from. All right. So back to it. One other thing. Around frequency, and I actually named the better tune in because when you're tuning in, you're usually tuning into a frequency, correct? So a little bit of a visionary play on words. Come across some technology that I've been testing. As you know, I test all these things on myself first before I start making statements about it. And, we're not talking double-blind placebo tests on myself, because that would be a bit hard to do. But some of these things are, I tend to take products that have been at least certified to some degree. I'm not discounting them, but they're the ones that I go, okay, well, someone's done some form of work, regardless of the agendas. That if something gets through FDA, and the US, and there's been a lot of talk, positive and negative about the FDA, and all of these agencies, because they're all owned by, money plays a big agenda movement game. So it's a lot of times it's follow the money, but you've got to go through some form of testing versus none. And so the TGA in Australia, what's the name of the one in Europe? I forget. But there's a device I've come across which has actually ticked all those boxes, and it's in the area of microcurrent and frequency medicine. And I've tested this on myself, and I had a miraculous result in a week when I loaned a unit a little while back, a few weeks ago. I then thought, right, that's enough for me to purchase my own and do testing. And so I did. I purchased this device. But when I had it for a week, I noticed I had a lump on my right thumb, which was very pronounced. And by fluke, I just happened to see it. I thought, what the hell is that? Have I been doing too many texts and my right thumb is like getting angry with me? And it was like there was a bump. I took a photo. And then because my biotype or health type tends to suffer a bit from lower back issues, I've had those. And I thought it was joint. And I had a PRP procedure. Some of you might remember it was my most popular ever Facebook Live, and I exposed my bum crack to the world inadvertently. The doctor did that, but I was in the surgery and I went live for what could have been a snuff movie at one stage when he was touching nerves in my back and put a needle in my back into a disc for a micro tear in one of my discs. Now, I was very fortunate in that I have very high disc height. He said to me, I'm very proud, that I had the disc height of like a 28-year-old. And, I was around 50 at the time. This was a few years ago. And, right, I'm going to get away from the noise here. Oh, we'll walk through it. No, we can't. All right, let's go back this way. So I make sure you get the light right. So you got more beach than water, but anyway. So I had this procedure, and that was to fix a bit of maybe joint issues, and the plasma-rich, the platelet-rich plasma signaled the body to go and take a lot of blood and good stuff to that particular area of my body to repair it, and it did like 80% correction. Now, since then, I've had issues. With this device, I've switched it onto it's like, oh God, how many programs are there in this? Like 120, I think it is. They hold me to that, but a lot of programs on this device. And in fact, it combines up like 144,000. It's a magical number in the frequency world, but 144,000 frequencies are just in one of the programs that has a set of different programs within it, called a gold program. And so we're moving from nutraceuticals into the mouth to what's become electroceuticals. And you've heard me talk before about, going into the cells. With frequency, it's a lot faster to change things than it would be with matter to matter, right? So nutraceuticals are a lot slower and they've got to go through the digestive system and all this, whereas frequency, and God knows we're getting a lot of the maybe not so healthy frequencies, the 5-word, oh, dare I say that, whose bank account am I threatening now? This device, during the week, I took a picture of my thumb joint. It was pronounced. I have evidence of it. I then run programs and hopefully you can hear it's a bit of wind. Run programs to help me with my joint pain. It was the wrong one because I was wanting to get rid of the pain sort of in the lower back. And later I worked out actually it's muscular pain, so I was running the wrong program. But at the end of the week, I then have a look at my thumb, just by fluke, no particular reason, and the lump is gone. And I go, whoa, wait a minute. And then I've gone, okay, what have I done that has made that disappear so quickly that was different this week? And I had the joint program running on this frequency device. And I thought, are you kidding me? And so I spoke to the person that I know, who's a good friend, who's doing his PhD in quantum medicine. Yes, it's a thing. Frequency medicine is a thing, and I gotta tell you, it's about to become a very big thing. And I usually get these things right, like 75, 80% of the time. And I spoke to him, and he said, oh, lumpectomies with frequency stuff? Yeah, it happens all the time. The what? So I thought, right, that's it. I'm going to get one of these and going to play with it. Now, I also ran a sleep cycle on the last day, and that's not a trend, and I mentioned this before for those that listen regularly. And my REM went off the charts, and I struggled to get my REM right. Now, if you remember on previous episodes, your REM sleep is actually not the consolidating and learning time. That's the non-REM sleep, right? Not the deep sleep or the REM sleep, the non-REM sleep. That's when that happens, apparently. This is when you release emotional and mental distress. It's when you deal with it. It's when you dream of all options, when you release it. It's like PTSD. If you can get there, anybody suffering from PTSD, trauma type issues, which we all have to varying degrees, and some of us have a more formal version of it from, having to deal with being at war and so on, being in wars, and large traumatic events. Well, that's when you get rid of it. So my RAM, which is usually sitting around 15, 16%, 17, sometimes 18, needs to be 20 to 25%, and it is actually the most important sleep, right, out of the lot. So I'm going to turn a bit here because we've got too much wind happening. And so I was up to 27%. And over the last week, I've been using the device. One night, it wasn't great, but the other thing is your sleep cycle of when you wake up. You've got to be careful. The thing is, my REM sleep for this week has, on average, got well into the 20 to 25% range, right? And it's becoming regular. So I'm running, and I'm not even using the microcurrent where you plug this thing in and put it on your wrists with bracelets. I've been running it resonance, so just the frequency alone, not including microcurrent. And so the microcurrent and frequency together kind of helps the assimilation. They work well together, right? So only resonating the frequency. Now I believe this device is going to go up a notch in the type of waves it's going to provide in the future to actually increase the assimilation, like we took of nutraceuticals, assimilation, absorption, fancy word for absorption. The absorption is going to increase with some announcements that are going to be coming up, which I can't talk about right now. But this device, we're going to be talking about it sometime later on today. I have a good friend and naturopath that's going to be joining a call. We're aiming for 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time to talk more in depth about this. And I believe they've got a promo running up until over the weekend. So I said, look, the people that want to benefit from this and get this significant promo discount that's happening, let's just get on a call. This stuff works as far as I've seen and read and researched, and I'm still using it. I'm still wanting to get more results, but I'm seeing stuff. So I'm going, okay, let's get on. Let's talk about it. For those that want to dive in, let's give them that window of opportunity to do so. So today, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to jump in on the a Better Tune In extended edition out of the blue. I don't usually do this for a product, but if I do, it's got to be something special, right? So, and I'm testing something else at the moment too, around reading your brain waves, the actual frequency. So we're not talking Muse. Muse now is passe, right? I had one, great device. The lady, I've forgotten to see the CEO's name, but she's done a great job in bringing people's awareness around how to meditate, counting birds. This ain't about counting birds. It's about seeing the actual frequency that you are in and whether you can get into a state of flow and measuring that. Now that is super cool. That is one that I'm also going to interview the founder and CEO of that company. That's going to be coming up as well, right? But today, and so once again, that's frequency, right? And to be just on that, to have your brain in more of a theta, so beta, alpha, theta, delta sleep. Theta is a good area to be learning and getting into flow. Around alpha to theta is where you're going to be in flow. Beta is a little too excited, and my biotype tends to do that. We tend to be more in a beta mode way of operating. So that's coming up. That is going to be literally mind-blowing. It was for me. I spent 6 hours with him yesterday learning about this device, testing it, and it was mind-blowing. I spent 6 hours, felt like 5 minutes. I was so present and so enthralled. But later on today, let's hear about this other device that can help you change those frequencies. And not only that, so many other applications with frequency. All right, guys, I'm going to drop off. I'm going to put that link. And if anybody wants to know any further details regarding today at 1 p.m. And after my coffee today, this morning, I'm aiming to put that link on there with the CDC, where they have revised the figures down to 6%. 154,310, I think 310, thereabouts, 301. Anyway, close enough. Down to 9,210 people dying from COVID. Why is it that we don't hear the noise about that? Because God knows we've heard the noise about the other bullshit. All right, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.